Hey guys, it's Bridget with San Diego Seed Company, and today we're going to talk about quick crops. What are some of the fastest crops that you can grow from seed to harvest? Now before I get into that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you're notified anytime we do a video. Okay, so quick crops. That's a term that farmers like to use for crops that grow very quickly and you can turn them from seed into produce within a very short period of time. Beets are one of them. They grow very quickly. Depending on the variety, it can be less than 60 days to maturity. And so you can plant these out, you can harvest them much earlier at a baby beet size, and you also can use the beet greens almost immediately when they are of size that is worth cutting. So a great quick crop. Now, how do you grow beets? Beets prefer cool temperatures, moist soils, so you want to make sure you have soil that you have watered really well before you plant your seeds and during the beets growing period. Plant them out, make sure you thin them. On the back of our packs, we actually put what you want to thin them to, more or less. You want about 3 inches between your beets. So thin them, let them grow, and then when they're happy and beautiful and growing, you can actually harvest the beet greens for your salad, for your smoothie, or pull the whole root out and use the beet roasted. We love to pickle them. Very quick, easy, fun crop to grow. Next on our list, onions. I love green onions. I put them in practically every meal. They go on every salad, and they are a very easy crop to grow. We actually have some of them growing in the back, and we can go take a look at how those grow. So onions, super easy to grow. You can grow them in a container on your patio. It's a very easy, small crop to grow. We have a lot of it here because it's going to be for seed production, but let me harvest one here. And you can see that they're pretty small crops, don't take up a lot of room. They grow very quickly, and you can eat both this delicious green part, which is very mild, and you also can eat all the way down to the bottom, which is a more oniony part of the spring onion or green onion. They grow really easily. You can start them, like I said, in a container. We planted these directly in the ground. You can plant them really close together. You can see here, we didn't even thin them. They're so close together, and that's because they're not going to get that big at the base, and so it doesn't hurt to have them this close together. If I wanted to thin them, I could, and when I go to thin them, I could just enjoy the ones that I pull out. So a very easy crop to grow. It's best to grow it in the fall or the cooler season here in Southern California, but they can grow year-round if you use shade cloth and make sure you have ample moisture in the soil. Okay, so another very easy, quick crop is radishes. And we have several different varieties of radishes. These are just two, but radishes are very quick to grow. In fact, something like a French breakfast radish can be ready in less than 30 days, which is really amazing. That's less than a month. So, and that's from seed until the moment that you harvest them. Obviously, this depends on your growing conditions, and it also depends on the amount of sunlight, the moisture, the fertilizer, all of those things. But they're very quick to grow, and from the moment that you plant them, you can watch them swell up and become the beautiful radishes that you love, and then you can simply pluck them out of the ground as soon as you're ready. You don't have to wait for them to get that big, and in fact, with most radish varieties, with the exception of a daikon, you really don't want them to get that big because they end up being a little pithy or fibrous. We've all done it. I know my videographer has done it, where he's let his radishes get way too big and then the inside's like hollow and weird. You really want to you really want to harvest them when they're at their ideal size, which is, you know, like what you see at the store. They're going to be crisp, they're going to be tender, and they're going to be nice and sweet with a little bit of bite that we love about radishes. On the other hand, daikon radishes, well, they're a different story. They can get very big, and in fact, they're grown a lot of times as a cover crop because they're known as a soil drill. They basically drill into the ground, crack open the soil, and actually can leave your soil better than before you planted it. So you can let these guys get big, keeping in mind the bigger they get, the less tasty they are. Okay, so those were all cool season crops, as you may have noticed. Now I'm going to talk about quick crops that you can grow now during the warm season. A variety like Roma tomatoes is a determinate variety of tomatoes that grows very quickly. Now you can get tomatoes as early as 65 to 70 days, and keeping in mind that not all tomatoes grow that quickly. In particular, Romas will give you tomatoes very quickly because they're determinate. It's a smaller plant. They will set their fruit pretty quickly, and then you'll be enjoying paste tomatoes or sauce tomatoes very quickly. Another variety that's good for the summer is okra. Now, I think okra is like a totally unsung hero of the summer garden. Yeah, some people don't like the texture. Trust me, if you fry it, it's delicious. I actually love it raw, all the different ways. But the reason why it's an unsung hero is it grows very quickly and very easily in the hottest part of the year when everything else is totally wimpy and doesn't want to be transplanted in the garden. This guy, plant it out, it'll be happy as a clam, it'll have beautiful flowers, and then those flowers will turn into delicious okra pods that you can enjoy fried, stewed, pickled, however you want to eat them. It's really neat, and even if you don't like eating the actual okra, the flowers are stunning, and it is one of the few plants that really truly thrive in the hot months of August, September, and October in a Southern California garden. So these are just a few of the crops that grow very quickly and very easily in the garden. And I know I've definitely been in the part of my gardening journey in the very beginning where I'm super excited and all I want to do is grow food to eat, to share with my neighbors. And it's easy if you start with crops that grow quickly, easily. They can be harvested at different stages. And these crops in particular will give you food from the quickest point of when you plant it to when you harvest it. They're a nice gateway drug into growing your own food, and I promise you'll start with growing something like okra or onions and you'll end up growing it all because it's totally addicting and amazing. And don't stop here, just start with these crops and see where you end up.